Hello. Right. It's 6 days now since I had the brain operation, and I'm pleased with the results. I can see movement in my minor movement in my right arm and right leg, so it's going well. I'm doing this little video because there's important stuff that I left out of the last one, and that is to explain to you um, how it happened. It happened. I left England January the 1st. I got as far as the first week in May, and I was walking, and it was talking. I was walking and talking, I should say, um, without a care in the world. And about a week into May, I started seeing the early signs. So I'll describe to you the signs of how my my brain problem came about. It happened over a 10-day period. I went from walking, without a problem. I'll tell you how it happened. It happened right about, May the 6th, I make it. And the first thing I noticed, I do a lot of typing on this keyboard here, this laptop here. I write books, edit videos and do that sort of stuff. So I spend a lot of time, and I do it in bed, before I get up. And the first thing I noticed was that my right arm, my right hand, and I'm right-handed, was dragging the keyboard. It was falling towards the keyboard. I was making a lot of mistakes. I can touch type, and I noticed that it was falling towards the keyboard, and my right hand. I thought, nothing of it. That was the first sign, and the second sign came, at the end on a Sunday night in John TM, as I was about to leave for Thailand the next day. Came in a big way. I went out and I had a few beers, and I collapsed on the hotel floor. I just fell over. I just fell over. I don't know. I haven't drank that much, have I? I haven't. Well, I couldn't get up again. I couldn't get up, and then I managed to get to my feet, and I thought, what was that all about? And then I fell through the wardrobe. Second time. Okay, okay. Just what did they put in those drinks? Um, you know. So anyway, the next morning, I managed to drag my big suitcase down to some steps of that hotel, and you know, I wasn't right. I mean, I did a video, a couple of videos over the next few days where I was under the weather and I was struggling to talk, and I had to edit the videos. You may remember them. I was out and about, and I did say I'm not feeling 100%, but I was losing balance. I mean, I went into this bar, this Las Vegas bar, and big complex. And I was banging into people with my right elbow. And I had to apologize to people because I couldn't control my right elbow. My right elbow was banging into people accidentally, and I wasn't aware then. And anyway, a couple of falls later, and I was lucky that in the hotel room I didn't break anything because they were solid falls on the floor, and I ended up with bruises. And anyway, a week passed, and I was slow. I mean, I started getting pressure from people on the internet go and have a scan. I'm not a, I'm not someone I'm someone who got through 62 years of his life without a serious medical problem. I'm not one for rushing to the hospital. And, you know, but, some people were vociferous. One guy I mentioned that I had gout before. I remember one guy in a bar said to me, Eddie, that is not gout. That is not gout. Get a scan. And I kept hearing from people on the internet to get a scan. So I went to the hospital and I was struggling to walk right then. I was losing balance on my right side. And, I was, well, I went to Pattaya City Hospital because it was okay. I wasn't walking. I mean, I was walking there, but it was a struggle. It was a struggle to get anywhere. And, and the first day, they said 10,000 baht for the scan. I thought, well, what's that all about? I mean, I haven't got 10,000 baht on me. I'm not paying that. But anyway, I seemed to recall I went the next day, because the problem was getting worse. And I was told that I had a stroke. It looks like a stroke. That's what they said. And, I paid the money and I had a brain scan and I seen something I did like. It was a red blotch in my brain. It was, y- you know, I think that night, that was on a Tuesday, that I booked a flight back to England. I had insurance, but I don't trust insurance. I was reluctant to use it. Um, and I fell over. I was still going to bars, but I was staying in a hotel in a Soy Lenki area, but I couldn't go out. I had to stay nearer to the bar. And in fact, it eventually comes to the bar around the corner. That was it. That was it. And I fell over in um in in I couldn't sit in high chairs. I couldn't sit in high chairs because I'd just fall over at a moment's notice. And like I say, I'm amazed that I didn't break any bones because they were heavy falls on the floor. Um, and basically I caused a commotion. People had to help me up off the floor. And, yeah, basically it came the last night. I mean, I booked a flight on the Tuesday for the Saturday, 4 days in advance with Eva Airways, and the final Friday before the flight, I couldn't walk at all. I had to sit in a chair because I was afraid to stand up because I'll fall over in the hotel room. And, anyway, the next morning, Glenn, a subscriber and who got to know me in the hotel, and Andrew, they helped me. They helped me to, keep company. And I was going to make a break back for England, um, without using the insurance. And, I got as far as I got put in a wheelchair. The taxi had a wheelchair. And then anyway, I got to reception. I got to check in, and they wouldn't let me fly. They wouldn't let me fly because I had, my condition had worsened. They wouldn't let me fly. So I returned to Pattaya, not knowing on the Saturday afternoon, not knowing, and that's when Nick Dean come along and, guided me to the hospital. Sriracha. I was lost, lost then. Um, my leg, my right leg, my right arm were just dead, and I was bound to a wheelchair. It happened over a 10-day period, from walking around without a care in the world to, an 11-day period. without being wheelchair bound. So I remember that journey, coming back from the airport, failure and checking into the hotel again, thinking, what am I going to do next? And, like Nick Dean, come along, he'd heard through the grapevine about, I've been denied board. So he was hugely helpful. A big thanks to Nick Dean and his friend Dan. Um, I mean, I was whisked to hospital. I had insurance. For those who don't know this, I had insurance for 33 years. I never left England without it. And it's time for it to put I just don't trust insurance, but it wasn't a pre-existing condition, so it all worked well. It all worked well. Get insurance. We'll talk about that some of the time, but insurance, help me out. So anyway, I spent 6 weeks in a Thai hospital, and I've been there for a couple of weeks. 2 months. So anyway, this is the point that I'm making. Um, just don't take your health for granted. Listen to people. I listen to people on social media. And I'll say once again, they wear the word scan. I never had a scan in my life, but they put pressure on me to have a scan. And now that it's cleared out of my head, I'm going to have regular scans. I'm going to make sure that wherever I travel, it's be vigilant. Be vigilant. I mean, don't be complacent. Don't be complacent about your health. Um, be vigilant. You never know what's around the corner. And well, anyway, so that's the other story of how it happened. It just come out of nowhere. Come out of nowhere. Be vigilant. Be vigilant. Especially when you get to 60, 62. I believe in the law of averages. The law of averages. I'm not superstitious, but I believe in the law of averages. And the law of averages says that if you get to 62 years of age without a medical problem, then the pendulum will swing and you'll get it big time then. It's happened. But anyway, I'm on the mend. And I can slightly move my, this is my right arm. This is my right arm. This was dead a couple of weeks ago. I can move it. I can move my right arm. My right arm. There's movement there, and in my left leg. Sorry, my right leg. I'm on the mend. Slowly, but I'm thinking positive. Anyway, I hope this has been helpful. Don't ignore the warning signs. You know, I wished I'd reacted quicker. But it's all done and dusted now. Anyway, thanks for listening to me. Thanks. Have a great day.